Hey guys, this is Jules.
Everything is alleged.
So the other night we went live going over not only Dylan's grand jury testimony, or shall I say the partial grand jury testimony transcripts that we were given here in the most recent unsealing in the Idaho 4 case, but we also saw pieces from the FBI interview, or at least one of the FBI interviews. I highly doubt they only spoke with her once. They had to have evaluated something before they ever spoke to her, because the person they ended up having her do this interview with, at least again, this specific one on December 1st, 2022, was with a child specialist. So that says a lot. Anyway, I went in and clipped out just me going over that transcript. I placed Dylan's face on the screen every time what I'm reading is actually coming from her. Now, I will also say that I went in and played with ChatGPT a little bit yesterday and just sort of put in some of the descriptions that we've gotten in most of these interviews, including this new one. Listen for how she describes the width of it and the direction in which the little triangle is going. That's why I have little pictures and stuff that looks like this based off of these newer descriptions in this 12/1/22 FBI interview. But I will say this, and I'm going to come back at the end and I'm going to ask you guys this question again. So please listen for this, okay? We know that she gives so many different variations of where this person could have been standing, coming from, going to, all the things. It's everywhere, okay? In this interview, she makes it seem as if the actual view of this person, this figure in all black, okay, was from behind. That this person was coming from some direction. Again, she said from the stairs, and she has said from the living room. But in all of the instances, the person is around 3 feet away from her and is heading towards the kitchen. It sounds, in this one, like the person's back was to her. If she actually opened her door, if she actually saw this whole situation that she's claiming to have seen. Again, in the most innocence of terms, minus all the shady ass bullshit, okay? The way that she's describing it in this one is the person was walking towards the kitchen, meaning the back of this person was to her. So I will ask, if that's the case, how did she see a mask? How did she see eyebrows? If the person was walking away from her, and that's how she envisions it. And it doubles down, because when it comes to her describing what the person was carrying, she says it's like she's viewing it from behind. Like from the back of it, is how she words it. So it gives an entirely different angle, because again, if she's viewing what the person's holding in both hands from the back of it, from behind, and the person's walking towards the kitchen, she's not seeing a face. She can't actually say the person even looked at her. She's everywhere. And I just wanted to point out that that was a new thing in this one. There's a couple other things for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and let this play, and then I'll be back. This is with someone named Aaron Williamson. Let me see if I can see who they work for. Interesting. Aaron Williamson is a child and adolescent forensic interviewer with Child Victim Services with the FBI. So they had a minor forensic interviewer interviewing an adult. Oh, why would you do that? Aaron Williamson, child adolescent forensic interviewer, FBI Victim Services Division, Child Victim Services Unit. Not really a therapist, no. She's like, if a child gets messed with, this is the forensic interviewer that goes in, that knows how to speak to a child to get a child to answer questions. Now, again, this does not start at the very beginning. It goes from page 78 to page 112. And I'm not going to read every little thing. I don't care about whatever furniture store I think they're talking about right here, but the majority of this I am going to read, because it's all very new. We have not listened to any of this. This is all going to be new information. And again, I didn't know that she was from Utah until right here. So it makes Matthew Gammett's little trip even, more interesting to me. All right. Ever lived anywhere else? I lived in Utah, like Salt Lake-ish city until I was like 6-ish, and then we moved to Boise. Okay, it's been pretty much the biggest chunk. Yeah, okay. Boise's a good spot. I like it. We don't really care about any of that. Okay. So anything since then that has kind of come up for you, things that you didn't get a chance to talk about then that you want to get a chance to talk about now. I guess the biggest thing was like that night I kept having dreams of someone just dressed in black. Like there was a dream that there was this woman who was just like pranking people. And she'd go to the house and wear black, and it was like just some joke. And then I met her, and she's super nice. And then I was talking to my therapist about this. I didn't remember if this was like, because I've always had really bad dreams. Like I've watched Criminal Minds. I lucid dream a lot. So I have like scary lucid dreams, but I know I'm dreaming. So it's like, doesn't really matter. But sometimes I don't have lucid dreams. This is going to be so hard to read. Oh my God. But I don't. I think it was one of the dreams, and it was like the figure in like all black and like the kind of mask, because again, I don't know exactly what kind of mask it was, but it was like he was running, but with high knees. Mofo was goose stepping, like almost prancing around, which was kind of weird. And I kept getting that mixed up if that was like real or if that was a dream. That's how a lot of this is like, I don't know exactly what parts are real and what parts are a dream. Okay. Because everything's kind of like jumbled, I would say. Okay. And you were talking about the dream with the woman. No. So like there was like the woman dream. Yep. And there's another one where I couldn't. Okay. Remember if that like maybe he was running, or if he was walking, or if that was the dream of him just like running. Okay. It was just kind of like prancing, running. It was like really high knees. It was just like an awkward run, I would say. And that was what you weren't sure if it was true. Yeah. Or if it was a dream. And the woman one, I knew was a dream. I could tell that one was. The second one, I didn't really know. Okay. Tell me how you could tell the first one was. The one with the woman was definitely a dream. I don't. So usually when my dreams, because I lucid dream. I can control my dreams. Usually it's just like, oh, like I know I'm dreaming. Like I 100% know. And then it's like, I can control what's happening. And for some reason, when I woke up and remember that dream, I immediately knew it was a dream because it wasn't like certain people around me that I knew. That's how. What English is this? What did you just say? That's how I just know. It's like I can't see their face clearly, and I know it's not like real. Like, okay. So that's how I knew. And then in the second one, there wasn't other people around. Like it was just when I was in my room and it was opening the door that he was like running. Okay. But I didn't know if he was going, like if it was exactly in the house or not. It was just weird. Yeah. And I couldn't like fully understand when I woke up that like was a dream or not. And I guess like when I woke up that morning, everything was just like, what the F happened? What do you mean when you woke up that morning, girl? Yeah. And like when I called my friends again, I wasn't worried about any of my friends because we were home. Like I saw Maddie's because I have Maddie's Find My iPhone, and I saw she was home. So I was like, okay, like we're at home, we're safe, like you always feel safe in your own house. You literally just went off about how you were constantly paranoid in your other interview. So that's not true for you. And like when I called my friend, it was because I thought someone was in the house, but I didn't know if they were there or not. So I wanted them to come check with us, but it was like, that's why I didn't know. Like, and then like we find out later, like what happened. And we were just like, what the F? Like we didn't even think that, okay, imaginally happening. It was just weird. Yeah. Shit, I guess. Yeah. So I want a couple things. One, I forgot to mention, I've got some chats and some pictures that we may look at. See if you can help me out with them. I'll let you know when we get there. I just like to let you know that from the beginning. Okay. But so you're talking a little bit about kind of like when you woke up and calling your friends. Yeah. I want you to go back to the beginning. Like Saturday or yeah. Then the night started? No. Go back to Saturday day and just kind of walk me through everything that you remember happening that day. So obviously the day before is Friday. That was formal. Uh-huh. And we had like small, not a big party. It was all Pi-Fis and their dates. I can't remember exactly, maybe like 30 people, maybe more or less. It was pretty small. And like, obviously, we were all drinking a lot. Like, I don't remember a lot of that night because I had been drinking too much. Saturday was the last Vandal home game day. And so we were like, we all got to hang out because it's like Kaylee was leaving. Maddie was leaving for like next year. They wouldn't be here for another game day. But in the previous interview, when she was asked if there was a game that day, she pretended like she couldn't remember. But suddenly the game day holds all of this importance because people are leaving. But right before this, you acted like you didn't even remember there was one. Okay, we woke up. I think I forgot to tell the cops this, but we started drinking champagne. I don't know if I told them that or not. Okay. But like, it was like champagne mimosas. We had started drinking a little bit, and then we were at my house with a few people, like our close friends were there. And then we went over to the White's apartment, which is that big white apartment building right in front of our house. It was one of the A5's apartment. Kaylee was an A5, and Bethany knew some of the A5s, so we were invited to go over there. So we all went and we took pictures. That's that picture that's circulating around everywhere. I probably had 2-3 drinks, I would say at most. They're like seltzer White Claws, those ones. Uh-huh. We hung out there for a little while. I don't know how long we were there. I feel like we came back home like around 5-ish, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe later. I can't exactly remember. I think it was after the second time that I heard, from what I thought I heard, was I could hear someone crying, and I, for some reason, believed that it was Kaylee. See, that it just like... See how it just jumped? This is talking about right here. I didn't notice this as I was highlighting stuff. This is talking about them, getting back to 11:22 after the White's party during the daytime. And then it jumps down here to the noises that she's hearing and thinking that the voice and the person moving around is Kaylee. It just skipped all kinds of information right here. Okay. I think that was after the second time, which would be at this section because of all the skipping, her opening and closing her door. I can't believe they just jumped like that. Okay. From what I thought I heard was I could hear someone crying, and I, for some reason, believed it was Kaylee. I don't know why, but I just, at that moment, I was just like, that's Kaylee. But it wasn't like this scared or for help cry. It was just kind of like sobbing like normal girls do when they're just like stressed out about something. In front of the house, as your friends were still laying in their beds covered in blood, you were given a completely different story. You were saying that she sounded scared, that she sounded like she was freaking out, that she was crying like she was freaking out. See how she has now downplayed everything that she actually heard that night into nothing? It just seemed like that. Then I heard this man's voice, and it wasn't Ethan's. It was like, it's okay, I'm going to help you. He said, no, it's okay, I'm going to help you. But it wasn't like this, like, oh, I'm going to help you, like you're going to be fine. Like, it was just like this eerie voice. And I was like, Dylan, like what? Like what? I don't understand what I was hearing. You know, it was just didn't make sense. And then I shut the door and I locked it. I guess another thing I should have said before is when I heard Kaylee go upstairs, I think Murphy was barking, but not like a ton. Uh-huh. And then the main thing I remember was like just hearing Murphy's bark, like distant. That's why I thought he had gotten out of the house. Okay. But then again, I don't know for sure. So then back to the bathroom scene. I thought they were in the bathroom. I don't know why. I just could tell that it wasn't in the living room because I would have heard it better. I just like immediately, like my mind was like bathroom, Kaylee, some man. Okay. So when I locked the door again, I don't know if I called or texted Bethany about that, but I knew like no one was answering. I don't know how long a period I kept opening, like how long I opened the door and how long I had the door shut. Uh-huh. But I opened it again, and I just remember seeing like all black figure about my height, maybe a few inches taller. And he wasn't like very muscular or very big. He was more like skinny build, but like, you know how basketball players are more tone, like they have muscle, but they're more skinny. That kind of build, but it wasn't like I could fully see him. It was just like this figure. I just remember this mask, and I remember like I didn't see his eyes, but I saw like I don't remember if it was just like one eyebrow or two, but it was just like this bushy eyebrow. And I don't know how I know, but I just knew he was white. Like I don't know where it's like how in my mind it's just like he was white, but I just knew that. And the mask at the time, I believed it was just covering his either, I think it was his chin, his mouth, and just his forehead, which I knew it doesn't really make sense. Like, why would you have a mask like that? But I don't. I think it was just his chin. Maybe it was his mouth, like a mask like this almost, or maybe it was like on his chin. So she has no clue. She's freaking everywhere. But it wasn't like I could, like, it wasn't like I fully knew he was there. Hallucinations, ma'am? But like I guess I wasn't like comprehending anything, so that's why I thought it was so that's why I'm kind of getting confused if it was real or if it was just a dream, because it wasn't like, oh, I know he's there. It wasn't like I knew it was a dream, and it was just really weird. And I just remember seeing, like, I don't remember if he was walking or if he was running, but I just like remember this like figure that looks like a male in all black, and this just like some sort of mask, like a ski mask, like those ski masks. But I don't remember exactly, like it wasn't like the ones that had the circles, because it was like this, but it was almost like more of his face. I don't fully remember, and I just remember him like coming from the living room, and I'm sure I'm going to, obviously, because he was going towards the kitchen, and I just figured he had gone out the side door. So again, it's all assumption that the door was even used in the kitchen. And then I like just slammed the door and locked it. And I was like, I remember texting Bethany, and I looked at these texts that morning. I woke up and I was like, I was not texting them right, because I was just like, what the F is going on? Like, I'm so confused. And I wasn't worried. I was just like, why the F is there someone in our house? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I remember texting Bethany, and I was like, there's a guy in all black. And Bethany had gone, Xana was wearing all black, and I think that's what made my mind think everything was fine. I also like had texted my boyfriend. This is where I get right here. I don't remember exactly what time, and I was like, there's someone in our house. Like, and Kaylee said someone was here and someone was crying in the bathroom, and I don't understand what's going on. So she straight up told her dude, why didn't they give us this text? Like, when they gave us this bullshit, if it's her stupid boyfriend and it's just talking about what's happening, why can we not read this message? Why is this the bullshit that we get right here? Ignorant, stupid. Why? Dumb. I don't remember exactly what time, and I was like, there's someone in our house, like, and Kaylee said someone was here and someone was crying in the bathroom, and I don't understand what's going on. I want to hear the voicemails. If there was a voicemail, because she called the number 2. So I don't know if she left a voicemail or if she instantly hung up because he didn't answer and sent a text or what. And he was like, well, you guys have a party house. Could it just be like someone had just been drunk walking through, and like there's probably a few people that did know our house code, because the girls before us had the same house code that we do now. And we've told our close friends, then stuff gets passed around. So when he told me that, I was like, not worried at all. I'm just like, okay, like, obviously just kind of freaked out. Like, obviously I would be freaked out if anyone was in our house, but I wasn't worried. Like, I wasn't like freaking out. Yes, you were. You literally said, I'm freaking out right now. Bethany, I'm not kidding. I am so freaked out. 4:24 in the morning. But I wasn't like freaking out. Really? This says otherwise, Dylan. See how she is downplaying literally everything? Literally everything. Okay. And I was texting Bethany and I was like, I'm scared. Okay, so right after she says she's not freaking out, she then says how she's scared to run downstairs. Oh man, okay. I'm scared to run down the stairs because I have to go out of my room. Like, I'd just rather stay in my room. But she's like, we'll be together. Like, I think you should come downstairs, something along those lines. So it's like I guess this would have been the fourth time I opened my door. I think so. Yeah. I sprinted out of my room to the living room so my room's like right there. God damn, this is hard. You go out, there's the kitchen right there, living room's over there. There's like this wall in the living room. Go to the living room and it's like a pretty big space. And the living room to Xana's room, there's like a pretty long hallway. And I'm like, where my couch is at? So I'm pretty far back. And I just see her lying there with like no pants on, which is normal for her, like with underwear. So like she was just comfortable like that. And I was like, okay, well, she's with Ethan. Like, she had been drinking a lot, so she probably just passed out, and I wasn't worried. But I remember just like, it was just like I could see her legs and the top of her head. Like, I couldn't like see fully anything. And also, I was very out of it. Like, I don't remember seeing anything weird. Like, I was like, she looks totally fine. Ethan's probably right there because they're always together. And Ethan slept at our house, like in Xana's room all the time. So like we loved having him there because we felt like more protected. There's a guy who's 6'3" here, like, so I was like, okay, like everything's fine. Like she's good, but I was still sprinting. Like I sprinted out downstairs. I was kind of freaked out, but then like I wasn't worried about Xana. So she says, not like I was freaked out, then says, I was kind of freaked out, but then I wasn't worried about Xana, even though again, she just heard who she believes to be Kaylee freaking out, apparently being chased in that direction. She then sees a man in all black with a mask on walking around the house, and in the same area that she just heard crying and a man's voice say something along the lines of, "It's okay, I'm here to help you," she sees her half-naked friend laying on the ground with her legs spread open. And she doesn't think one single time to go and check on her, physically go up to her and make sure she hadn't just been assaulted in any way. That's crazy. Miss Seltzer. Like nothing, it was like, oh, I should go check on her. There was not in my mind at all. I remember the cops kept asking me, were the lights on? I don't know. I mean, I could see her, but then also we had these twinkle lights that are usually always on in the living room. So like maybe those were lit up. Okay. And I don't know if the bathroom light was on. They kept asking me, like, was the kitchen light on? Were those lights on? Well, we know that Molly said it looked to her when she was in the back parking area looking down into that back door spot that the kitchen lights were on. And I was like, honestly, I just don't know. Like I saw her, but maybe her light was on, maybe it wasn't. So I ran downstairs. Bethany like opened the door and locked it. And we talked for a little bit. I don't know what exactly we talked about, but we weren't like freaked out. We were just like, okay, this is weird. Someone's in here and we should just try to go to bed. Okay, this is weird. Someone's in here and we should just try to go to bed. We locked the door. We had just fallen asleep. And then I just kept like those dreams I told you about were just like weird and didn't make sense. I don't remember when I woke up, but I remember like I texted Maddie and Kaylee and I was like, hey, are you guys up? Well, you didn't go to bed, Dylan. Because as soon as all this bullshit stops around 4:30, you jump on the damn internet and start doing all kind of crazy shit. You start taking pictures, taking videos, making edits, deleting shit, sending text messages, doing all kind of crazy stuff. You didn't go to bed. You didn't go to bed. You were doing shit all morning. Because remember the verbiage that she used in front of the house. No, not tonight. Again, in her brain, because she didn't go to sleep, it's still Saturday night to her. To her internal clock, it's still Saturday night. She didn't go to bed. She never went to sleep. And I wasn't worried about them. I was scared that maybe someone was in the house, but I wasn't worried. Like, I was like, okay, like, I'm kind of freaked out. Like, was that real or not? And like, when I woke up, I was like, I was going through Beth and mine and Beth's text to make sure I wasn't like just imagining this stuff. And I text her and I was like, okay, this is weird. Like, I text you about this. I called a few of them that morning. I don't remember how late. Like, if I think it was right 9 or 10ish, somewhere around that time, they weren't answering. And that's when I was like, okay, this is weird. But Maddie's location's at home. So like they're all home. And see, that's actually interesting right there too, because when she's asked about the other two girls, she straight up says that she doesn't know. When we know that at this point, both of them look up their locations online, because doesn't Bethany look up the snap map location for Ethan? So they all have like a way to know that everyone was in that house, and they still did not tell the first responders that they needed to go up to the 3rd floor. Even though the entire story for why she went down to Bethany's room was all about Kaylee. And she's telling the officer all about Kaylee, because everything about Xana doesn't come into play and start being ridiculous until the 911 call comes in. And it's all like, well, why is this an unresponsive person? How do you not see the blood? How does everybody not see the blood? Like, what are you doing? And the way that they just like, oh, I don't know if they're home or not, is crazy to me. Like, that's actually wild. They never even bothered to like counteract and be like, so why did you tell us that you didn't know that they were there? You're telling us now that before you even called the cops, you checked your phone and you knew that they were home. So why, when we asked you, did you tell us that you didn't know where they were? You had checked their location 10 minutes before you called 911, ma'am. What do you mean you didn't know? How come nobody pushed back on her? And like I saw Xana, she's at home, and I kept checking Xana and Ethan's Snapchat map. Oh my God, like someone is here without the, oh my gosh. She just said someone's here. Now see, this is out of order, isn't it? Something's wrong here. 39. Wow. So what's the number skip up here? So this one up here where it did it originally went from page 20 to page 32. And now it's skipping like almost 40 pages. This just went from 40 pages. This is going from page 39 to page 79 and just left out everything else that was discussed right here. And then this backtracks right here, because at this point we're back to her opening and closing her damn door again and hearing the voice say someone's here. So they're backtracking in the middle of taking away all this damn information. And that's when I got up and locked the door, because I was like, I'm not, like, that shit freaks me out, like thinking like someone could be here. But I wasn't like, I just remember locking my door, looking at my door handle, and like before all this, like obviously when she said someone's here, I just hear her like footsteps going really fast, and then it just stopped. And I don't remember hearing anything else. Like, I don't remember hearing anyone come downstairs. That was kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it, like the past little bit, just like thinking like how would I have not heard someone walking downstairs? That really doesn't make sense. Like, which is, I don't, that kind of just weirds me out. I don't remember him coming, like whoever that was, coming downstairs at all. And there was never like screaming or like help me. There's none of that ever. And like maybe there was, but my mind blocked it out. But from what I remember, there was none of that, which is like kind of weirding me out like that. I remember me and Bethany were talking, like we never heard any of that. So it's like, why didn't we hear any of that? Like, just kind of weirds me out. I feel like people would be screaming, and we never heard any of that. Okay, so I know you said that you heard like the footsteps kind of going fast. Yeah. And then what was the very next thing that you heard? It just stopped. It was silent. Okay. It was silent. I don't know how long after it was that I opened the door. Like, I could look up the stairs, and the stairs were dark. So the light was not on in the stairs. I think the kitchen light was on just because I could see the kitchen. Now, this is important too right here, because if you go back up to the damn pictures, look at the light. How are you going to tell me that if the kitchen light was on and she opened her door and was peeking out the door right here, and the person was right here in front of the freaking stairs, how could you not have seen that? And look, again, the doorway is right here. Look where the step's at. That step is like right here on the other side of this wall. So if the person was just walking off the step, right where that spot is, that's less than 3 feet of the person in front of you, if you're being honest. You would definitely be able to see that. And tell me everything that you remember seeing at that point. I'm pretty sure the pong table was there because I could see the red solo cups on the, I'm trying to think of it for sure what was there. I'm like trying to think now when I took Murphy out if it fully was there or not. Just like something like I can't remember like fully if it was, like that's okay. It's just not coming to me for that. The pong table being there is not coming to you. It was there for like all day. Had to have been there like all day, or at least for the majority of the afternoon. We didn't see it there on Friday, but it could have just been in a different location because that's where they wanted to take pictures, and they might have instantly moved it back after the photos were done. We don't know. But you would have had to have like ran past the table to go down to Bethany's room. So you'd think that you would know that. Also, considering the fact that it was there in that same spot when you were awake before all of this, like with Lakeland and blah, 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 whatever. Like it's in the background of the photo of her on the couch at 1:33 in the morning that Lakeland took. Okay. I just remember like I could see like when you look into our kitchen, there's like this little pantry door. I could see our fridge. I could see like all the dishes on the sink because we have, or like on the table. And I looked up. I didn't see anything up the stairs. It was just dark. I looked to the living room. I could see the bar cart and I could see like the wall. So she's saying that she could see the bar cart, but she doesn't remember if the pong table was there when she went past that spot. I could see the bar cart and I could see like the wall, like there's like so like you look out my room, here's the living room over here, bar cart's on the back wall. Over here is where the stairs are, but then there's like this wall that kind of goes up so I could see the wall, and that was about it. Like I couldn't really see fully into the living room, and I don't remember. I don't know if the pong table was in there or if it was in the kitchen. I can't remember at all. And then I just closed and locked my door. Tell me how you were feeling at that point. I was just kind of freaked out because I wasn't like, I was freaked out, but I wasn't like worried. Someone hand this girl a dictionary. Like I was just like, the thought of someone being in the house just freaks me out, but I wasn't like freaking out. What? Someone being in the house just freaks me out, but I wasn't like freaking out. Like I wasn't like, oh, I need to call 911 didn't come to my mind at all. I was just like, we're just going to wait it out. Like he'll be fine. Like he'll go. Like it will. Like here, we'll leave, you know. Tell me what you were thinking, because I know you said a little bit of like a few times that you were freaked out but not worried. Yeah. And like, tell me what kind of just like in your mind stressed was going on. Okay. Just heard it. Did we just skip again? Yep. We just skipped again. Oh my God. So we're skipping from 82 down to 92. So they just took out 10 pages. Okay. I just heard it and I just went blank, like nothing else happened. And like in between seeing like inaudible, I saw the person when I opened the door, like looking at the stairs and like looking at the living room. Shutting my door is like, I don't like, besides like looking at my door, I don't remember anything else. Like I just blocked, like everything is just like, I don't know what happened between those times. And like when I heard the sobbing and the voice, I don't remember seeing anything. I don't know when I closed my door, locked it. I don't remember like anything else I heard. I don't remember like it's just like that time is just gone now. Okay, yeah. And I remember opening the door again. I didn't hear anything. It was like silent. Okay. And I just saw the figure walking by and there was no sound. I don't remember any footsteps, which is kind of weird. Like usually if you saw someone walking by, you'd hear footsteps. I didn't hear any of that. And was that before you heard the voice or after? Or so when I saw the figure, that was the third time. So it was after I heard the voice. Okay. That was the third time I'd opened my door. Okay. And I had to open my door very open. And for some reason I don't. This is like where that dream comes in of like the running. I don't remember if I don't remember if at that point, that's when I thought it was a fireman or not. I don't know why I thought fireman. Okay. But I remember saying, no, 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 and just slamming the door and locking it. And that's something that you remember actually happening, not in the dream. Yeah, that's what I remember actually happening. Okay. That wasn't in the dream, but the dream keeps mixing it up if I thought it was a fireman or not. Like, I can't remember if I thought the guy was a fireman, but he was wearing all black. And I was like, okay, that makes no sense. Like, is he a fireman? And then Bethany had like text or called about the fire, the actual fire. That's not what she said. I wasn't like, oh shit, there's a fire. We need to get out. Like, that didn't worry me. I think when I saw the guy, I was like, oh, he's going to help us, which is kind of weird. Like, that's why I wasn't like too worried, but like, it was like, why would someone be here? Like, my mind was just like not making any sense. Like, everything was just like scrambled, like not understanding anything. And I want to go back a little bit just to make sure I got it right. When you mentioned like yelling people's names. Yeah. What did you hear after you said their names? I don't think I even heard anything. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything at all. Like, I'm trying to think. It was just like blank. And were you yelling their names before you heard the crying? I have no idea. Okay. That's okay. I just don't know if it was before or after. So you remember calling out their names? Yeah, it was just didn't hear anything. Kaylee's and Xana's though? Okay. I don't know why I was just calling out their names. Do you just remember calling out Kaylee and Xana? Yeah. Okay, tell me about that. I thought it was Kaylee in the bathroom, but I was worried about, I was just thinking, see, this is where she is pissing me off. She contradicts her stupid ass self so much right here. This whole statement right here makes me mad. I was just thinking, like, what if I believed it was Kaylee at the time, but I also knew Xana's room was over there. So I was calling. I think when I was like trying to wake up Xana, like from my room, like have her get up so she could like understand what was going on because I didn't understand. And then again, I don't know for sure. Like, I don't know what my mind was thinking. So her dumbass literally told us in the 11/17 interview that she did not want to wake up Xana, that she thought she was just sleeping on the floor and she didn't want to wake her up. Now she is admitting that she was trying to wake up Xana from yelling her name from her own bedroom so that Xana could be alert and aware of the situation happening. Understand? She's literally saying, I was trying to get Xana's attention because I thought that Kaylee had been chased down the hallway where the crying was. And I know Xana's that way. And I was trying to wake her up so that she could understand what was going on. But her bitch ass still did not stop and check on Xana after she goes out of her room and sees Xana spread eagle, half naked on the floor. I'm sorry. So she's admitting that she knew Xana needed to be woken up and made aware of the situation, while also admitting that she just fleetingly ran by her and didn't give two shits. Dylan is a horrible, horrible person. Horrible. Like, why did I call out Xana as well? Like, why did I do that? Okay, and then when you heard that guy's voice, where did it sound like that was coming from? The bathroom. It sounded like it was in the bathroom. But I also said, how can you tell? If all that you're thinking in your mind is that it's not happening in the living room because you would hear it more clearly, what the shit makes you think that it's in the bathroom and not in Xana's actual bedroom? What a weird ass statement. You know why she's saying that? Because she doesn't want to admit that it could have been Xana's room, because then she's going to look like a bigger piece of shit. That's why. So it sounded both the crying and the voice were coming from the bathroom. Yeah. And tell me, I know you kind of explained a little bit before of what you remember the person looking like. You said the mask looks like it was ribbed. Was there, like, did it cover, when you're talking about it like a ski mask, is that like covering the whole head? Or, yeah, I couldn't see any of his hair. Okay. But I remember just like seeing like it was like almost rectangular, like not the circle ones. It was rectangular because I remember seeing like, just like, I don't know how to explain. It just seemed like this and inaudible. See, like across. So that's why, like in her picture, the eye window is like a square. It's like a rectangle eye shield. But I don't remember seeing his eyes, but I feel like his eyes were there. I feel like his eyes were there. Well, I'd freaking hope so. I could just see like an eyebrow. I feel like that's how I knew he saw me, was because I could see his eyebrow. Like if I could see his eyebrow, he can see me. Okay. And like I don't know why. I really believe he like did make eye contact with me, but I don't know why I believe that. Okay, tell me what you remember about that. I remember just like opening it and just like seeing that and just like not understanding. Like I was just like, I feel like I almost just like stood there for a second. Uh-huh. And didn't even think and just froze up, which kind of weirds me out also why he didn't like ever come towards my room. Because if I was frozen like that, I could not have done anything. Now, this is like the first time we're actually hearing her use that word, because this has never been said before about her freezing up with the door open. You know what I mean? Not that I could remember. But then I feel like I almost was like just in this like frozen shock phase. There it is. Who gave her this verbiage? Who gave her that? And I just got out of it and slammed the door and I was like, no, 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 and locked it. And so when you saw this person, yeah, where were they when you saw them? Pretty much like right outside of my room. So like my room, so like room and the kitchen are like parallel, like right across from each other. Uh-huh. And then there's this wall. It's like diagonal just a little bit. So if you're looking out towards the kitchen, there's like a closet underneath the step. And then as soon as that closet ends, the wall goes to like a catty corner that sort of angles out towards that window in the back of the house that had the handprints on it. And then there's this wall. It's like a diagonal, just a tiny bit. From what I remember, I think he was just like walking past that little wall and going towards the kitchen. Okay, well then that would have had to have mean that the person's back was to you. That would mean that the person's back was to you. So how did you see a face? And I don't know, like I just remember seeing an eyebrow. I don't know why I just see one. It was like just one bushy eyebrow. I don't remember the color, like the full shape. I just remember it being bushy. Okay. And I don't really know why. It just doesn't really make sense. And I just remember like all black, but I knew he was white, which I don't remember seeing that, but somehow I just knew he was. So she's claiming that she just knows the guy was white, but that she never actually saw his skin. Because you have to remember, she's claiming that she saw the person's face, but while claiming that she's seeing like pieces of the face, she's not claiming what pieces of the face look like. Because she would be saying, I knew he was white because when I saw the eyebrow, the backdrop was white or peach colored. When I'm looking and seeing that I can see his nose, it's because the skin is white or whatever. She never mentions the skin color coming out the freaking mask. And again, just says, oh, I just knew he was. That's crazy. Could have been any color. Could have been Asian, could have been black, could have been Indian, could have been anybody. And she's just like, yeah, I just don't know. So it's a white guy by default. It's a white dude by default because she don't really know. Okay. Which doesn't really make sense, but I can't even remember what he looked like. And tell me again what you said when you're saying all black. Like, tell me what you remember about the clothes. Just like black long sleeve. I'm like thinking if it was like a longer neck, but I don't know. Meaning she doesn't remember if it was a turtleneck or not. I just remember like black pants. I don't remember what kind of pants, like if they were jeans or cargos or just like that kind, and black boots. I just remember like it was all black. There was no color at all. Like it was all black. Any patterns or words or anything? No. Okay. I don't know if he had gloves on or not. I think he did because I don't remember seeing any color of like skin. Exactly. She doesn't remember seeing any color of skin, but they're saying this is a white guy. They have no actual physical description that they can actually compare to Bryan Kohberger or anyone else. She never saw any skin. But if you don't remember seeing any skin and the guy was in all black, could he have been a black guy? I mean,
Demetrius isn't really like basketball build, but possibilities. She doesn't know how the person was white. She just remembers seeing all black. Never saw the color of skin. This could have been an alien. This could have been a purple person. We don't know. She never saw any skin, even on the face. Color on his hands. But then again, I don't know for sure, meaning she didn't see any color of skin on his hands. But then again, I don't know for sure. I just remember he was holding, like I don't, the thing I keep calling it a mini vacuum. Like it didn't look like anything. I don't know why I thought it was a mini vacuum. It just like came to my mind like it was just a mini vacuum. And it was just like weird, like it doesn't make sense. Is it something that you feel like you could draw what you saw? Not really. It just, okay. Like when I think about it, I guess I could try and draw it, but it wouldn't make sense. Like I just remember like it was like big like this and it was cylinder and it went out like this and then it like, I don't know how big this, like it went out and in. I don't know how big that was. I don't know if there was like, if it was empty in the middle or like what. And then I think we just skipped again. This is page 100. Oh my God. 74 pages. It just skipped 74 pages. I think this is talking about where she was when she was looking at Xana. And what she mentioned earlier was that she was by the couch. Further back, okay. Did you at any point, did you get any closer to her? No. Her room or, okay. And then I know we've talked a little bit about I'll just have you do it on the back. The mask that you remember seeing, can you I know it's kind of hard, but yeah, like on the face, how much of the face was covered? I don't fully remember seeing like lips or a nose. See, that's another back and forth. Bethany and Jack both claim that Dylan says something about a nose. In the other interview, she says something about a nose. And this one, she's like, I don't remember seeing a nose. Okay, so like, I'm just going to draw this. You can just draw like a basic head. Yeah, I pretty much just remember like, I don't know if, I think it was covering lips, but it just like went this and was like straight across. So you're showing like straight across the top and then, yeah, kind of a lot open. Yeah, but I don't fully remember if it covered his nose and his mouth for sure. Like that's something I don't remember. Okay, fully. But I know it was like, I mean, if it was covering his nose and mouth, it would have been like this. Okay, so it was either like this larger rectangle, yeah, or just the eyes. Yeah. Okay, not sure which one because it definitely wasn't like circles. Like it looked like a cross, meaning it wasn't like the one in Nancy Guthrie's case where it's 2 circles for the eyeballs. It was one solid piece across. Yeah. Okay. And you said you just remember seeing like the eyebrows. Okay. But I don't remember if I saw 1 or 2. Like it was just weird. Okay, that's okay. And I know the thing that you remember, like the cylinder, that thing that you remember him seeing. I know you said you could try to draw it. Yeah. Or the thing that you remember him holding. Sorry. I'll just have you do it on this one, meaning she's having her draw the damn thing. Like it was just, but that's what I remember. And I said, why haven't they showed us this? She's drawing the damn thing. Like as they're talking, she's describing sort of like what she's drawing, which doesn't really make sense. But it was like, this part was a lot bigger than this. So like, obviously, I guess I should show this like going out. So the top part was just like cylinder. How big was the cylinder? Would you say like compared to this water bottle? I'm thinking like looks like almost like that size. And I don't remember if it almost like in my mind, it almost looks like it was like black or it was like this gray silver kind of color. I don't remember. I'm like either of those 2 colors. Okay, so let's see what this is. 33.8, yeah, 33.8 fluid ounce water bottle. That's like twice the size of a regular water bottle. Regular schmegular water bottles that you get in like cases of water are, I think, like 16 point something ounces. So this is almost double. What brand has 33.8? Smart Water. This kind of bottle right here, the Smart water bottle is what Dylan is saying is about the width of the thing that she saw. Seems like that was the size. Yeah, like the width of it. Okay. because I remember he was holding it like with both hands, I think. And you said it wasn't pointing to you at any point. No. And like when I think about it, like I look at it from like the backside. So it's like I'm almost seeing it like this, but that's not how it was, but that's how I envisioned it, which doesn't really make sense. And when I think about it, I'm looking at it from like the backside. So it's not like I'm almost seeing it like this, but that's not how it was, but that's how I envisioned it, which doesn't make any sense. So she's envisioning it a different way than what it's actually like in front of her. Okay, the thing that you're kind of drawing on top, help me to understand. I don't really understand it. I just remember seeing like it going out and in, but I don't know if it was like empty in the middle or if it was like, you know, just like if it was an object that was full. Like it could have just like been like this where and then it stops.
So did you guys catch that? And I will also say there's been a lot of discussion about the drawings on Dylan's walls versus the drawing that she made again for the mask. And it's just funny that she doesn't think that people are going to notice like these changes or these discrepancies or, I mean, let's be serious, the hypocrisy of it all. Because she's acting like she has all of these details because she has all these details. She won't stop talking. She's all over the place. She won't stop talking. But at the same time is claiming she doesn't remember. You don't remember, but you can't stop talking. That makes legitimately no sense. But again, this was new information. We had not had anything from the FBI before. We hadn't also had anything from the grand jury or anything like that either. And again, I'll have links for all of the before mentioned videos and stuff like that in the description box. There's just a lot here. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.